Okay, so one of the reasons that we were confident to build Corvettes, which we have no idea about, is right down the street from our shop in El Segundo, California. The fiberglass body, and these dudes only mess with Corvettes all day long. That's what they do since 1977. This guy Steve owns the place. He said him and the same three guys have been here the whole time. They've been doing this day in and day out forever. We ran into a little problem. Some of the stuff that I ordered that says, fits most GM cars doesn't fit Corvettes. Big problem is that the clutch fork is running into the footwell and there's no room for any of it. So we need a very specific Corvette clutch fork. We're gonna see if these guys have it. So boom, Corvette clutch fork. These guys at the fiberglass body had it just laying on a shelf. What an awesome resource to have down the street. I feel like we're definitely gonna be back here before this car is done. So here's the gig, as Lucky would say. Regular part, Corvette part. You can see, totally different. And this is gonna let our clutch work, which is dope.
Oh, there we go.
So we figured out there's some interference issues with our valve covers when shoehorning this giant motor into this Corvette. Our old school, super cool brushed aluminum valve covers were way too tall. The stock ones don't give it enough clearance for this high lift camshaft, so they don't seat. So the solution that we worked out is to use a valve cover spacer. This is a 1/2-inch spacer. It's gonna have a gasket on both sides. And we decided to use the Vortex style cover because they're stiffer, they don't leak, and they have a more modern gasket.
I hate to say we're badass, but...
Is that too tight, you think?
Yeah, it's a D minor.
So we want to make sure that this 454 has a fresh supply of clean gas instead of whatever garbage is in here. So we're going to pull this tank out and put a fresh one in. It's a good one.
Who makes it?
Tanks.
And what is it?
It's a tank.
That works out well. Tony put the new cine unit in, the pickup at the bottom of the tank, and I'm going to do the install. It's a complicated part. Done. So whenever you're mounting a fuel pump, it's always good to have the pickup of the fuel pump lower than the fuel tank. It's called a fuel pump, not a fuel suck. Put it in the back so it pumps the gas to the front. That's your tech tip.
When cutting zip ties, always use flush snippers. Just keep them really tight and you don't cut your fingers.
So we want to drive this car and see how fast and fun it's going to be with 475 horsepower. We talked to our buddies at Irwindale Speedway. They said we can come over there and mess around, but we've got to get there extremely quickly.
Which means paint it black and hit the track. Sorry about your hair, bro.
And so Dynamic Corvette sent over this unnamed bracket for us to use on the car. It goes in the front of the 69 Corvette, and I'll bolt the radiator support right to it. This big boy radiator is from Frostbite. We use these a bunch. They work really well. All right, here it goes. Radiator's in. We got to throw a fan on it, wire it up, drop this down, side pipes, and go. Take us 5-10 minutes. So we had some silencers just arrive that Hooker makes for these things. They should bring the sound down to like a slightly less criminal level. We've got our Vortex 454 crammed into our 74 Corvette. All systems are go. This thing is ready to fire up and drive. There's no body on it, so doesn't matter. We're taking this thing out to have some fun.
Not overheating, holds water and oil.
Let's see how this thing sounds.
Piss off the neighbors.
Let's do it. I'm ready. Excuse me, here. All right, here goes. The fuel tank and fuel lines are in and hooked up. We've got the doors off. The front clip is off. The rear quarters are off. Then we put on our headers and side pipes. All systems are go. This thing is ready to drive.